Hello there. Welcome to Speaking of Business. I'm your host, Nancy Boyle. And today we've got two exciting upcoming events that we're going to be talking about. The 18th Annual Small Business Week celebration and the 5th Annual Girls Going Places. So joining me on the first half of our show are Lola Kress with the U.S. Small Business Administration and Stephanie Royal with the Small Business Development Center at UNF. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's that time of year again. Small Business Week's coming up. Stephanie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Small Business Week is a great opportunity for us to celebrate the achievements of North Florida's own small business owners and advocates and champions, and as well as lenders, the people who maybe gave them the money to get started. So it's a great opportunity to do something positive, and we're really happy to do it, and we're very excited once again for our 18th year.
Okay, and Lola, SBA.
Yes.
Tell us about SBA's involvement.
Well, the SBA is heavily involved. Every week, SBA has a National Small Business Week. This week it's May 23rd through 25th in D.C. And we like to take the opportunity to honor small businesses locally as well. So we have a big Small Business Week celebration here because there's a lot of champion small businesses here that need to be honored. And we're honoring businesses that cover the 43 county area from Pensacola down to Orlando.
Wow. So, but here in Jacksonville, the event is really the greater Northeast Florida
Yes,
area.
and we're also celebrating the lenders all here from the whole area, but here in Jacksonville.
Okay. Well, Stephanie, why don't you tell us, sort of give us a little more detail on the event itself?
Right. Well, the event this year will be on May 13th at the UNF University Center, and we are very excited to have a nationally known speaker, Warren Brown, and a lot of people would know him. He was the host of Sugar Rush on the Food Network. He's a very successful entrepreneur in the D.C. area. He's a baker. He left a very good job with the federal government as an attorney and decided he wanted to do what he loved, and he was a great story. So we're very happy to have him here. But the event will be on May 13th, like I said, beginning at around 11:30. There'll be about 400 people there. It's a really great opportunity to network and meet people who are in the community, as well as to see, like I said, something positive.
Which is, I think, is a wonderful story. Here you've got a government worker.
Yeah.
And did you say he was a lawyer?
An attorney, yeah.
An attorney with the federal government who diametrically opposed and is now making cakes. And isn't he famous for his cupcakes?
He is. I actually have a cookbook right here, and he makes cakes that are just yummy. He doesn't worry about what they look like. It's more of what they taste like. So he's famous for his cupcakes. His business is called Cake Love. He's got 8 shops in the D.C., Maryland area, and he does very, very well, and he's a great story.
Well, that's following your passion.
Yeah.
Okay, Lola, I want to come back to you because we're also honoring not only small businesses who have achieved success, but the folks who have championed their success. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the various awards that are going to be presented?
Sure, there's several different categories. And for example, Warren Brown was the Small Business Person of the Year in 2006. So just to kind of feed into it, that is one of the category areas of Small Business Person of the Year. And there's also champion small businesses, which are a little bit more focused. There's different, like Women in Business Champion, Financial Services Champion, Exporter of the Year, Veteran Small Business Champion. There's different Minority Small Business Champion. There's different categories that are a little bit more focused on certain areas, such as exporting or assistance for minorities. And so, and those are the different categories.
Okay, and we're also honoring lenders.
Yes, the top lenders for fiscal year 2009. So, and we do have new award categories this year for the lenders. Just to give an example of a couple, like the Community Bank of the Year, Top ARC Loan Lender of the Year, to incorporate some of the Recovery Act lending that's happened over the past fiscal year.
Well, and I think what's important to notice for our audience is you hear all in the press that nobody's lending any money, nobody's lending any money. Well, apparently they are, because you're giving them awards.
Yes, they're doing quite a bit of lending. And so we'll be honoring 9 different lenders who have done quite a bit of lending in the last year.
Okay, and that's really good news for everybody.
That's great, yes. Yes.
Let's talk about sponsors. Who is sponsoring this event?
Well, the Small Business Development Center is presenting it with SunTrust Bank, and we're very happy to be doing it with them. Also, in supporting the event are WorkSource, the Jacksonville Business Journal, and Borrego Springs Bank. So we're very, very happy to have them on board with us as well.
Okay, but now let's, for the audience's sake, if somebody is interested in attending the luncheon and hearing our speaker, what do they need to do, and how much does it cost? And
well, we have individual seating available for $35 a person, and we have corporate tables of 8 available for $350. If you want to register or hear more about it, just give us a call at the Small Business Development Center at 904-620-2476 or go to our website, www.sbdc.unf.edu.
So they can go online and just register online?
They sure can, or they can give us a call, whatever's more convenient.
Okay.
And what an opportunity to have all the lenders, small business owners, and entrepreneurs and resource partners all in one area. Great networking opportunity.
Yep.
Okay, now we said it was May 13th at 11:30, but where?
At the UNF University Center.
Okay. Okay. And going back to these awards a little bit, what sets somebody apart? Because we all know a lot of people who are whose business is to support small businesses, but when you're looking at these nominees, what are some of the things that you're looking at that would set these people apart in order to be recognized to win an award?
There is specific award criteria that's listed on the SBA.gov website, but beyond that, it's really involvement in going with the community and going over and beyond the call of duty as a small business owner, helping other small business owners and really being active in the community and supporting entrepreneurs who, being a mentor to others. I mean, there's a little bit more than just looking at dollars and cents of the business. There's entrepreneurs that are serial entrepreneurs that do a great job and love what they do, and it's evident in their nomination packages.
Okay, now I know the award winners have already been decided for this year, but if somebody out there is saying, oh, this sounds cool, I think I'd like to nominate somebody that helped me, or maybe nominate myself, because you can self-nominate, right?
Yes.
So where would somebody find out about?
You would go to the SBA.gov website and find the local North Florida website, and the nomination criteria is on there, as well as my contact information. So just feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to explain the process a little bit more in detail.
So somebody goes ahead online, they fill out an application, and then what happens?
And then the nominations are mailed to me or to our office, and there's a panel of judges that takes a look at all of the different nominations, and the district winners are selected at that point. And from the district winners get mailed up to the regional office in Atlanta that covers 7 different states in the Southeast America, United States, and then they are judged on a regional level, and the regional winners are selected, and then from those they go to Washington, D.C., where they're judged again for national. And we do have 2 regional winners here in the Jacksonville area.
And we can't tell yet, can we?
Actually, well, should I, or should we wait until the luncheon?
I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay, let's let the cat out of the bag.
We do have Joanne Kazmierski with Jacksport. She is the regional winner for the Minority Small Business Champion of the Year, and also Helga Langthen is the Exporter of the Year regional, and she is the Vice President of Soho Network Solutions. So that's a big deal.
Congratulations
Yeah, it's a big
to the
deal
winners.
to be a regional winner. It really is.
Well, good. Now let's kind of talk a little bit about the lenders, because we've said, okay, people are lending money, but what are some of the criteria that you're looking at when you're choosing the lenders?
For example, we are honoring the top 7A lender by dollar amount and by number of loans. Typically, we just do it by number of loans, but with the Recovery Act, lending's a little bit different this year, so we are doing it by dollar amount. The top certified development company who's approved the most loans in FY09.
Okay.
Top community bank lender, the local community bank that's done the most SBA loans in that time. Rural Advantage. I mean, there's a lot of different categories, but there's some great lending going on, and we're really happy to honor them.
Well, and I think everybody that is in the small business assistance area is thrilled. Because what's the biggest thing that everybody seems to need? It's access to capital, and that's been pretty tight. So, it's a good thing to be able to acknowledge those folks that are out there lending, and hopefully anybody in our audience who is needing financing for their business will start looking at some of these lenders that are being honored and say, hey, I think maybe I ought to give somebody a call.
And it's a great time to borrow money under the Recovery Act. There's a lot of advantages right now, up to 90% guarantee, and loan fees are waived. I mean, it's a good time, and lending is happening. So,
well, good, and we're just delighted that you're there to honor those folks that are actually coming across with the money for our small business owners. Stephanie, are there any other activities going on as part of the Small Week celebration?
We do have some small business financial workshops going on. Borrego Springs is coming to do some workshops, and we will have those in St. Augustine, Yulee, and 2 in Jacksonville. And those will be going on during the week of Small Business Week, starting on May the 11th. So anybody interested in that, they're free workshops just to hear about some great SBA lending options and what you may need to do to get some additional funding for your business. So information about those are on our website at the sbdc.unf.edu.
Okay, and last minute phone number you want to give out?
904-620-2476.
Okay, ladies, I want to thank you for being with us today.
Thank
you in the audience for joining us. Remember, Small Business Week celebration, the big event with the speaker is the luncheon on May 13th, and you can visit www.sbdc.unf.edu or call 904-620-2476 and register, and we'll see you there. But stay tuned because we've got something else we're going to talk about in the next half of the show. We'll be right back. If you have any questions about today's show or you have a topic you'd like us to discuss, please write to Speaking of Business, care of SBDC, 12,000 Alumni Drive, Jacksonville, Florida, 32224, or visit our website at www.sbdc.unf.edu. Welcome back to Speaking of Business. Again, I'm your host, Nancy Boyle. And on the second half of our show, we're going to talk about a very unique program for teenage girls. It's called Girls Going Places. And joining me today are Marice Hague with the Small Business Development Center at UNF, Marice Leonard, almost got that wrong, with Ponte Vedra High School, and Rhodesia Butler with Simply Row Enterprises. So, ladies, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
I'm going to start with Ro. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your business?
Okay, Simply Row Enterprises is primarily a parent company. I'm a serial business owner, and this company was put together in order to comprise everything that I do, Simply Row. So basically it provides business development for schools and organizations here in the community, as well as event planning, performing arts, a little bit of everything.
Well, you certainly are a little bit of everything. It's good. That's good. Marice, tell us about, as a teacher at Ponte Vedra High School, what is it that you teach? And we'll kind of tie this all up together to the event.
At Ponte Vedra High School, we have an academy, the Academy of International Business and Marketing. And so I'm one of the teachers in that academy. I focus primarily on marketing and international marketing, and also teach a few computer courses. But we have other business-related courses available in the academy as well.
Okay. And Marice, why don't you tell us about Girls Going Places, which will tie in why Rhodesia is here and Marice.
Okay. Girls Going Places, the Girls Going Places Conference, is designed to mentor and educate young women ages 15 to 18 about financial independence and entrepreneurship. But it also gives women business owners a platform to mentor and inspire future female entrepreneurs. This conference joins 100 young females from public and private schools in Duval, Clay, and St. Johns counties, and over 30 successful local women business owners for a day of hands-on activities and discussions. The Girls Going Places conferences, or the Girls Going Places program, is actually, they're held nationwide through the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America. Okay. And they're held in conjunction with local agencies. Here in Jacksonville, we have teamed up with the University of North Florida, the Women Business Owners of Northeast Florida, the Professional Women's Council of Jacksonville, and the Jacksonville Commitment.
Sounds like you've got all the ladies in town involved. And this is the 5th year.
Correct.
Okay. And I think what's important about this is one of the fastest growing segments of business ownership are women-owned businesses. Okay, so to have something like this where girls can get acquainted with how a business is run and start thinking about it, so when they do graduate, they can have some ideas and have some sort of focus on what to do when I'm finished with my schooling and getting out there and making money. So this is great. When is the event?
The event is Thursday, April 15th, 2010, tax day. Thankfully, we have everyone doesn't have a problem with attending, so that hasn't been an issue. It's from 8 a.m. to 2:00 p.m. at the UNF University Center.
Okay. And do you have any space available?
I do. We do have all of our mentors. We were lucky this year, very fortunate. We had an influx of women business owners that wanted to participate. We do need some more girls from, and as I said, public or private high schools from the Clay, Duval, or St. Johns County.
And the age limit again?
15 to 18, enrolled in high school.
Enrolled in high school, 15 to 18 years old. Okay, which is a great segue to Marice. Why don't you tell us about what your experience has been, because this is your second year involved with the program, right?
Correct. This is our second year. I learned about the program last year through one of our students' parents. She called and said, hey, did you hear about this? So I took a look at it and was so impressed that they were able to pull together so many successful business owners and business leaders in the community, and I wanted the girls in my school to have access to networking with these people. So I contacted Marice, and she sent me the paperwork. It was a very smooth process. The only thing I teased her about was I would have liked to have brought every girl in my classes, and they do a really great job of bringing girls together from a lot of different schools, and that's one of the benefits, is they're being able to interact with girls from the other schools as well. So our experience has been tremendous. We've really enjoyed it.
How did the girls, what was the response of the girls that attended last year?
They had a wonderful time. As a matter of fact, they all wanted to come back again this year, and I had to tell them that we had to let additional girls come.
Everybody gets a fair shake.
Everybody gets a fair shake, right? And they just really had a great time. They went in and they were nervous when they got there because they thought they would all be seated together at one table, in the little Ponte Vedra High School table, and they were seated with other students from the community, and so they were a little nervous in the beginning. By midday, they were great friends, laughing, collecting each other's Facebook addresses and phone numbers, and really enjoying it. They had a very full day of learning, though.
Well, good. It's always amazing how creative the girls get. So, Rhodisha, I'm going to come back to you now, because you're the serial entrepreneur. You're the woman business owner here, and you've been involved now for a couple of years.
2 years as well.
2 years. So, tell us about your perspective on this and your experience.
Words, you can't really put it into words. It's awesome, like she said. Being someone that started thinking about entrepreneurship as early as 10th grade, when I was in high school, I started planning my dance studio back then on paper, and I feel that it's a great opportunity because the girls get to see us, they get to ask questions, and they didn't just ask business questions. They wanted to know if you were married, how many kids, they wanted to know when you started dating. So it was not just about business, but it allowed them to ask personal questions and allow us to relate to them one-on-one. And it's awesome because it allows us to share our individual past and help them grow and have some decisions that they can make for themselves. See live women in different fields.
Which I think is real important, because they may or may not in their current lives be exposed to a lot of different women business owners. I mean, maybe their mom or their aunt or their next door neighbor is a working woman, but they may or may not own a business. So I think it's real important to be able to say, wow, look at these people, and to hear the stories. You know, the fact that you were planning a dance studio in 10th grade. I'm sure you were very unique among 10th graders, that you were focusing in on a business after high school or after college. And a lot of it, I have a granddaughter who's 16, and I can assure you she is not focusing on anything but, you know, the next boyfriend. So, you know, it's kind of nice to see this. But what are some of the activities that stand out in your memory?
Well, the game itself, being able to actually allow the girls to, like she said, come together from different schools, because it's a very diverse program, and allow them to come together, and they have a game where they create their own business. And so you look at the items that are set on the table and you're wondering, wow, how, you know, as adults, how are we going to create a business out of these type of pieces on the table? But it's phenomenal, the type of businesses that they come up with after so many minutes. And it allows them to think outside the box. And as you said also, the diversity is very important, because some of the students that I got to talk to last year, first-time college students, and they don't have any entrepreneurs in their household. So for them to be exposed to something like this is great, to allow them to strive for different things in their life.
And from the teacher's perspective, you know, I think the girls enjoy it and they learn a lot, but do you see any kind of ongoing thoughts about, okay, I had this activity and, you know, maybe someday down the road?
in my class, one of the things we do is an entrepreneurship project, and they come up with a business concept and put together how they would run their business. And so several of the girls that have been through this process or came to this say, you know, when we were at the Girls Going Places conference, and I talked to so-and-so from this business, she said, and so they're drawing on what they learned from these business professionals to build their own business. And you'd be surprised. She said she was planning her business at 16. I've got a young lady in my class who is determined that as soon as she graduates from high school, she's opening her own business, and she's taken this process very seriously. So there are a lot of teens out there that really are focused on owning their own business. The nice thing about this is they love hearing the stories of these ladies, and they like hearing about what they do, but they like to hear how they got there, and it helps them to know that this is within their grasp, that they can do this.
And I think that's a really important point. I think it gives the girls and sort of a, oh, so this is how it works, and a sense of, wow, maybe I can do this. So from a confidence perspective, it just, the times that I've gone, which I haven't been in a couple of years, it's just gratifying. Like you said, they come in, they're nervous in the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, they're a lot more confident. So, Marice, coming back to you, let's kind of reiterate about the process that the girls, if somebody's in the audience and their daughter might be interested in attending this, what do they need to do to get signed up to be able to attend?
Well, like I said earlier, you have to be 15 to 18 years of age, female, enrolled in high school, in a public or private high school from Duval, Clay, or St. Johns County. On our website, sbdc.unf.edu, there is, if you click on Girls Going Places, you can download the application, and a copy needs to be sent to me via fax or email, and then a copy sent to a relevant teacher or guidance counselor, just so you know it is a school day, so just so you know, so they will know, somebody will know that that young lady will be out of school that day. Or they could call our front desk for more information, 904-620-2476. And they will get a confirmation from me after the application is turned in, to let them know what to expect and directions and what they need to do the day of the conference.
Well, and I would think they could probably check and see if anybody from their school is already registered.
Absolutely.
They might be able to carpool. I'm not sure how many students you have coming from your school, but I'm sure they probably kind of work through you to arrange for transportation.
So the parents do in our school take their own students, but we are fortunate that our principal saw the value of this, so he does give them an excused absence. So I would encourage parents, if they're not enrolling through the school, to take the program to the principal and ask if they would be considered excused for the day.
And we haven't had an issue so far.
Well, I think it's a legitimate excuse. It's not like you're going to the beach. You know, it's a learning experience.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And real quick, Rhodesia, you've got several businesses. So what are some tips that you might give to a budding young entrepreneur out there? I mean, you started a business young, and you've got several businesses now. So what are some of the things that maybe you could share with the audience?
I would definitely stress, take away the fear factor. A lot of times as teenagers, they're afraid because of the unknown. You know, how do I start a dance studio? I mean, when I came up with, plans, I was dancing at the time, but I just, played with some information. And now I've been a studio owner for 18 years. So it's just taking away the fear, using this opportunity, which is really great with Girls Going Places, to ask all the questions that you need to ask, and then just get out there and, jump in. Ask some adults to help, because there's so many women business owners that are a part of this program that will be more than willing to help even after the event is over, after the conference is over. I know last time I gave my number out, I gave out tons of Mary Kay products for the girls, and I got calls afterwards. So as the business owner, just, we encourage the girls to stay in touch with us if they would like to.
Okay, and same for would you agree with that, Marice?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any last comments? We're about out of time here.
We are in our 5th year, so we have exposed over 400 young women to a world of opportunities, thanks to teachers like Marice and women business owners like Rhodesia. So,
well, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity, not only for the girls, excuse me, but I think it's a wonderful opportunity too for the women business owners to be able to kind of see who these young ladies are that are coming up through high school now. Because I know a lot of us have been out of high school for more years than we would like to really admit to, and things have changed dramatically.
Yes, they have.
So to be able to interact with these young women, kind of see where their heads are at. I mean, you see this every day in school because you're teaching high school, but those of us that either don't have high school children, or see the kids every day, you know, it's a different world. I mean, we communicate in a different way, you know, with the texting and all this other stuff. So to be able to, I think, to go back and interact with young women, and a lot of things are probably still the same. There's the curiosity, there's the kind of trepidation, there's the desire to want to do something, but still to be a little fearful. You know, 15 to 18, you're still pretty young. I don't care how old you think you are.
And
you
this
know.
conference is free, so the cost is free to the
Oh,
girls.
good point.
So that's another plus.
And who are your sponsors?
Guardian Life Insurance of America, the University of North Florida, the Small Business Development Center. We have the Professional Women's Council of Jacksonville, the Women Business Owners of North Florida, and the Jacksonville Commitment.
So we certainly want to acknowledge them for sponsoring this event. And you have room for 100 girls to go through.
Correct.
And enough mentors to fill
Yes,
up.
we have all our mentors.
Okay, well, great. Well, again, we're out of time. I want to thank you all for being here today. And you in the audience, if you've got a teenage girl in your life who thinks they want to own a business someday, remember, call the Small Business Development Center at 620-2476, and we'll see you at Small Business Week. Thanks for joining us, and come back next time when we'll be speaking of business. Bye now.